Something said behind closed doors and then repeated publicly has sparked a wave of frustration among Liverpool supporters. In the wake of growing debate around team selection and the club's emerging young talent, Arne Slot has made a revealing admission that few were expecting. It wasn't explosive in tone nor controversial on the surface, but the implications have certainly struck a nerve. With momentum building both on and off the pitch, this latest insight from the Liverpool boss has quickly become a major talking point, and not everyone is on board with what they've heard. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Growing excitement around Rio Ngumoha has been impossible to ignore in recent weeks, but now Arne Slot has offered an explanation that has left sections of the Liverpool support frustrated, with supporters calling for the 17-year-old to be handed his first Premier League start, particularly after another lively cameo in the dramatic 1-0 win away to Nottingham Forest. Slot has made it clear why he and his staff are still holding back. Ngumoha once again injected urgency and unpredictability from the bench at the City ground, immediately stretching the game and unsettling defenders. His direct running and willingness to take on opponents has prompted many to question why he is not starting ahead of Cody Gakpo. Yet despite the clamour, Slot insists the club are handling the teenager's development carefully. The numbers underline just how rare Ngumoha's involvement already is. He has featured 16 times for Liverpool this season across all competitions, with 4 starts coming in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. In the Premier League alone, he has accumulated 89 minutes, making him the most used 17-year-old in the division. Only Brighton's Harry Howell comes close with 80 minutes, and even among 18-year-olds, just 7 have played more. For Slot, that context matters. He has incredible potential, otherwise at 17 years of age, you don't play as many minutes as he does in the Premier League, let alone at Liverpool, the Dutchman explained after the win. I don't think there's any other 17-year-old that has played so many minutes this season in the Premier League as he has. So that tells you how much of a talent he is, and we think he is. Slot was keen to stress that Ngumoha's growing influence is no accident. The winger is, in his words, getting stronger, both physically and mentally, and his recent appearances reflect steady internal progress rather than reactive decision-making. He's making progress more and more, and that's why lately you see him playing more and more as well. He gets stronger, Slot continued. Against Forest, Ngumoha's headline moment came in a sharp 1-versus-1 situation that showcased his fearlessness. But Slot pointed to other, less glamorous details that impressed him just as much. Apart from his moment where he had that 1-versus-1, there were also 1 or 2 other moments where he showed that he stood his ground, he said. And that is of course what you need, because you face 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old athletes, mainly as your opponents. We are a bit of an exception in terms of the age of our group of players. Most teams we face have players of different ages and different physicality. So for him to show this already at 17 says something about his talent. In other words, Slot's reluctance is not a lack of belief. Quite the opposite. The Liverpool head coach appears acutely aware of the physical and psychological demands placed on a teenager competing against seasoned professionals every week. But it was his final point that may have jarred with fans eager to see Ngumoha unleashed from the first whistle. But as we all know, talent is only the start of a career, and you need so many other things. As we've shown today, Maka a great example of mentality. That is something you need to get a career at this level. That reference to mentality, using Alexis Mac Allister as the benchmark, underlines the gap Slot still sees between promise and permanence. For supporters desperate for fresh energy in the starting 11, the message feels cautious. For Slot, it is calculated. Ngumoha's trajectory is clearly upward. His minutes are increasing, his physical resilience is improving, and his manager speaks about him with unmistakable admiration. Yet, the revelation is clear. Liverpool are not prepared to rush him, no matter how loud the outside calls become. For now, patience remains the plan, even if not everyone is happy about it. In other news, Mohamed Salah's influence at Liverpool stretches far beyond the pitch, and so too does his earning power. While the Egyptian forward is widely reported to be on £400,000 per week at Anfield, fresh financial insight suggests that figure only tells part of the story. When bonuses, image rights and commercial agreements are factored in, Salah's annual income comfortably rises beyond the £20 million mark, underlining just how valuable he remains to the club, both competitively and commercially. Salah signed a new contract in April last year, committing his future to Liverpool until June 2027. The extension was seen as a major statement of intent at the time, ensuring one of the Premier League's most consistent performers remained on Merseyside during a transitional period. However, in recent months, speculation over his long-term future has resurfaced, particularly after the 33-year-old publicly voiced frustration towards Anfield's hierarchy. Saudi Arabia continues to loom as the most realistic destination should Salah depart. The Pro League's financial muscle is well established, and the Egyptian's global profile would make him one of the division's most marketable signings. Yet despite persistent links, his immediate future remains unresolved. Financial expert Stefan Borson has shed light on the true scale of Salah's earnings, and they extend significantly beyond his basic wage. "I think it depends on Saudi Arabia really," said Borson when discussing whether Salah could match or exceed his current income abroad. By the way, £21 million is probably not the extent of his entire salary. We know that from his service company. You can see what his image rights are worth, and they're very significant. He makes a huge amount on image rights, which tend to be about 20% of a player's salary if you're a player who can actually justify image rights, and Salah certainly can. Those image rights are a crucial component. For elite players with global appeal, structured payments through image rights companies can significantly boost overall income in a tax-efficient manner. In Salah's case, his brand power, particularly across the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, makes him one of the most commercially valuable footballers in world football. Borson estimates that Salah's additional earnings are substantial. He's probably getting another maybe £4 million or £5 million on top of his salary through image rights from Liverpool and other places, he explained. He'll be getting probably £2 million through sponsors and that type of thing, so he does very well. He's very well paid. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.